What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're going to be talking about Big JOSHYS swim baits. What makes them so special? We'll go over some gear and some techniques for these baits. Then we'll also show you guys some footage that prove that these little swim baits will work on a variety of species. So a little backstory on Big JOSHYS swim baits. The creator, Josh Inslee, he just wasn't happy with the type of swim baits that were on the market. What he was looking for was a smaller swim baits like 2.75, 3.25, and what he wanted was a super subtle action to the tail, because that kind of stuff really works well in colder temperatures. For the people that are watching this video that aren't from Ohio and don't know about Big JOSHYS swim baits, this is a small bait company. It's based out of Columbus, Ohio. They have a freaking huge die-hard fan base of people that just really love swim baits. So long story short, the owner, he was just making them for himself. They were working really well. He started making them for his friends. Then everybody and their mom and their grandma and their great uncle started asking him to make them some baits, and it kind of just took off from there. This dude hand sculpted it from clay. Super clean looking swim bait. Check that dude out. I mean, this bait, you don't need crazy designs on baits to catch fish. More importantly, you want the size, the profile, the action, and the colors to work. And these just flat out work. So let's talk about how he could achieve such a formula that ensures the tail is kicking super subtly. There's a whole bunch of different Plastisol companies out there, a whole bunch of different brands, and a whole bunch of durometers. But within each group, there's durometers, varying durometers of Plastisol. So you would say soft, medium, and hard, just to break it down as simply as I can. So a soft durometer Plastisol would be used for things like worms. A medium durometer Plastisol would be used for things like swim baits, and a hard durometer Plastisol would be used for stuff like crawls and tubes. Now, just because there's a medium durometer or swim bait blend type Plastisol out there, that doesn't mean that it will give you the greatest action you've ever seen in your life. So it's going to take a lot of experimenting. An example of that would be something that I did last year. And I took the swim bait blend out, I poured it in some molds, and I took it out, and it just didn't work. So what would happen is, I'll show you a quick example. So these are like 4-inch baits that I made. So what would happen with this bait here in colder temperatures, this tail just wouldn't kick. It would roll over and do weird stuff when the temperature got super cold. So I did some more experimenting. I tried 25% worm blend with 75% swim bait blend, and that resulted in these tails kicking too much. So you guys could only imagine how much time, effort, and energy and experimentation, quality control that goes into making these baits. So another cool thing about these Big JOSHYS swim baits is the primary action is the subtle wobble of the tail, right? It has a secondary action where it rocks back and forth like this. This is called a hunting action or side-to-side body roll. So I'll try and get some clips of this thing in the water to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. But those little subtleties make all the freaking difference whether or not a fish will bite, okay? Another thing that I really like about these swim baits is it'll pretty much catch any type of fish that eats smaller bait fish. So like your white bass, your hybrid stripers, largemouth, smallmouth, saugeye, walleye, saugers, everything. Hell, this thing will even catch a stupid shad. Little cannibals. Alright, so let's talk about the type of gear you want to use for these things. I personally prefer spinning gear. So the type of rod that I like to use for these small swim baits is like a 7-foot, 7'3", 7'6", really long, really super sensitive, medium action or medium light action, like this rod right here. This is a newer rod. This is made by Elliott Rods. This is a really high-end rod. This is 7'3", medium light fast action. This is an incredible rod. I freaking love this rod, and I better because the damn thing was over $300. So it's super sensitive. It's a longer rod. You could cast this thing a freaking country mile. It just works really great so far in my experience with these baits. So the reel that goes with this combo is a Pflueger President. This is by far my favorite spinning rod of all time. Bang for your buck. I don't need anything more than this. This will do the job. It's a smooth reel. I love it. As far as line is concerned, I'm a huge fan of Sunline FC Sniper. This is 8-pound fluorocarbon. This is really expensive line, but I mean, you get what you pay for, right? So that's the rod reel setup. Let's talk about the jig heads. Each pack comes with one jig head. This is a 1/8 ounce jig head right here. And it's a 2/0 hook. I believe they changed the jig head hook size depending upon which pack you're buying. So an example of that would be the 2.75s come with a 1/8 ounce jig head with a 2/0 hook, and then the 3.25 inch swim baits come with a 3/0 hook with still the same 1/8 ounce jig head. I will say that if you're fishing a river with moderate current or a fast current, you could bump it up to a 1/4 ounce jig head size. If there's a deeper hole, you could increase that even more, but I haven't had the need personally to go above a 1/4 ounce size jig head. So let's talk about techniques for these things. It's really super simple. You just cast it out there, let it sink to the bottom, and then you just slowly reel it in, creeping it right along the bottom or just above the bottom. For me personally, I like ticking it across the rocks on the bottom because a lot of the times the fish will be positioned on the bottom and then the swim bait will go right over their head and then they'll come up and eat it, right? But if it's on the bottom and the fish is up higher, it will have to stop at the fish and then suck it in, like slurp it in, or just like run its head into the ground when it goes to eat it. So now that we talked about why these swim baits are so special, we went over some gear to use, the technique to use, let's get into some fish catches. So in this example, I'm using this Sand Shiner Big Joshy in 3.25. I'm just using the same jig head that came in the box. I found this little awesome river spot. I cast it downstream into a deeper hole that was just past some faster moving water. I was just cranking it in super slowly. Then bam, I got a nice freaking smallmouth on him. Yeah. He feels nice, dude. This feels big. Yes, dude. I'm trying to keep him down. In that current, he feels really big, man. Oh, God. You can swim to the bank if you want, man. It's a nice one.
That's a nice one, bro.
That's a pretty smallie too, man. That's a thick smallie.
You see how they get those spots on them this time of the year?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Beautiful smallie, man. That might be 17, man. See you later, big girl.
I like asking people that too.
So in this next episode, I decided to hit up a big old lake, trying to go for some saugeyes and some crappie, but I ended up catching a decent little largemouth bass. Oh, I got one. It's a nice one. Ooh. Ooh, baby. Come on. It's fighting like a freaking bass, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, dude, a freaking nice largemouth. Whoo! Ooh, the hook just popped out too. Not a bad fish. I wasn't expecting to hit him at all. See you later. I was snagged in a tree or something. I popped it off and that bass just slammed it. So in this last episode, me and my buddy hit up a lake to do some nighttime fishing for saugeyes. I threw out jerk baits, rattle traps, other swim baits, some swim baits that I made, and then I tied on the lemon shad Big Joshy. Ended up getting a nice saugeye. Shortly after that, I got another nicer saugeye, but the footage is kind of crappy because GoPros suck during cold weather recording. They just shut off. They don't feel big yet.
Oh, yeah. That's a little saugeye.
Little saugeye.
Yeah. Oh, you got it.
Sweet. Sweet, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's 15. You want to keep them? Let's see if I could get a good picture of him. I think he's 15. I got a measuring thing. That one's bigger. Yes, dude. Hell yeah, dude. That's a big one, man. This one's probably 20. If you guys want a different take on this video, go over to Tackle Talk over on Spotify, iTunes, whatever. One of his last episodes he did was actually with the owner of Big JOSHYS Swimbaits. So they talk about a lot of the same stuff that I'm talking about now. But chances are you'll get some better information being that it's coming straight from the owner's mouth. They also have bigger swim baits, the J5s. They have some crawdads I haven't tried yet. But you guys should seriously check out their website if you guys want to buy some of these swim baits. They have 23 awesome colors. Kudos to Big Joshy. Whatever you guys are doing, keep it up. I really like the strong fan base that you guys have. If you guys kind of want to see that in action, go check out Big Joshy Swimbaits on Facebook. They have like group pages and things like that. If you guys want to buy these swim baits from their website, I will leave a link in the description below. If you guys want these swim baits right now, well, not right now because it's almost dark, but if you are in a pinch and you don't have time to order from them, you guys could head over to Fisherman's headquarters if you're in the Dayton area. They have a fantastic selection of Big Joshy swim baits. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you do like this video, smash the thumbs up. If you're finding value in the content that I'm putting out, hit that subscribe button. If you want to see my ugly mug talk fishing some more, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you guys can get informed when I put out a new video. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Kapow! Check out this little turd I made. See, this is a really bad example of a bait made out of clay and some gear to use these. And as well, oh God. What's up, guys? Well,